Hello again, Guardians, and welcome back to the channel for another Destiny content related video on the Rise of Iron expansion. And thanks to our friends at Game Informer magazine, this video is going to be far from being very short and having very little information. In fact, this video is going to have the most information provided in one of my videos since recent times because, as we know, not too much information for Rise of Iron has been leaked out into the public, and we haven't had any real big updates from Bungie. So what we're waiting for is Gamescom. Well, Game Informer magazine did release a ton of new information that we can talk about. Talking about events, talking about new exotics, and also giving us some glimpses into the Crucible and a lot of other changes across the board. So to finally begin the information of this video, let's start about the Archon's Forge first. This event is going to be in between what could be the Court of Oryx and the Prison of Elders. What it's going to guarantee is a 5-minute wave-based combat that can be done either with you and your fire team or anybody else in the area. It ends with a boss. After that, you end up getting Forge exclusive items like weapons, armor, and etc. Now it kind of sounds like what Court of Oryx will be, with the items needed to start up the event, and also with using different items with different levels will offer higher difficulty and higher difficulty loot, which will be nice, a big nice change to be implemented into the game. So I did promise a lot of information in this video, so don't worry, the Archon's Forge is not the only thing we're going to talk about. I also want to break down some strike information that was available. Now, year 1 strikes were known as being run and gun. Basically, you went in and you killed a bunch of enemies and then you went out. Year 2, Taken King, it kind of changed a little bit. You went in, you still killed a bunch of enemies, you had one set path to go through a certain strike, but you were still guaranteed the ability to have a different version of the strike pop up, different themes to make it seem a little cooler, and different boss encounters. Also, you got strike specific loot. Now in year 3, Rise of Iron, that is all changing. Strike specific loot will no longer drop out of the strikes. Or in the Nightfall, we won't have strike specific loot, as in opposed to a reward drop from the boss. Instead, when completing a strike in a playlist or a Nightfall, bosses have a chance to drop what is called a skeleton key. It's the same kind of object that you would get out of the Prison of Elders in the Prison of Elder keys. Also, completing a strike spawns a strike horde, aka a chest, that will also drop specific loot. Any one of the chests can be opened with any of the keys that you pick up from any strike. Therefore, if you want to save your keys from all the strikes that you play for the week, and you have one specific strike you want to do, wait until it pops up as the Nightfall and use the key in the Nightfall. Run the Nightfall a couple times and you will be guaranteed a loot drop from that specific strike. It increases the chances, and it's all in all a pretty good idea, and I can't wait to see how it's implemented into the game. So added with the strike information, we also got information about the new raid, the Wrath of the Machines, which is set to open and release on September 23rd, which is the Friday after Rise of Iron releases on the 20th. Time is unknown as of right now, but most likely it will open up at 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, like the King's Fall raid was released. So make sure that you're prepared and you're of appropriate light level. Everybody is estimating that you need to be a 340 to 365 light level because the raid does drop up to 385 light level gear for normal raid drops. Hard mode raid drops are going to drop at 400 light level. So the max light level that you will be able to acquire in the Rise of Iron expansion as of right now is 400. That also is a great thing to know about this new DLC expansion and some information that we really needed to look at. Moving on, we have the Rise of Iron booklet, which is going to be used to kind of enact the Moments of Triumph. It's going to work like the Moments of Triumph record booklet, and every time you get a certain percentage, you will unlock something new, a shader, an emblem, armor, etc., that is going to be based off of the special loot for the Rise of Iron, the Iron Lord's armor sets. Also, every time that you do this and you acquire it, it is going to be account wide. Therefore, if you unlock a piece of armor or a weapon or a shader, class item, or an emblem for a Guardian of a Titan, you will also unlock it on the Hunter and the Warlock. Same opposed for if you unlock it on the Warlock, it will unlock for your Hunter and your Titan as well. Across the board, it's fair game. So you can do it on one character and complete the entire booklet for all 3 of your characters, which is also a nice little implementation into the game. Moving on, we have factions and a lot of information based on those because it's a lot more rewarding and story driven to have factions. Why? Because we have more armor and weapons being implemented into the game with Rise of Iron. We have new styles, new choices, and we also have new introductions of faction ghosts and sparrows. So now you can customize your faction in many more ways than obviously before. Before, we had shaders, emblems, armor, weapons, and also the occasional ship that we got out of the packages, but now we can also have ghosts and sparrows and show off our favorite faction in every aspect to customization. Alongside this, we also have the ability for class items to be used with the effects of shaders again. Back in year 1, the effects of class items changed to shaders colors. Back in year 2, the Taken King, this was removed for one unknown reason. Also, now with the Taken King being dropped and Rise of Iron coming into the play and year 3 coming, shaders once again can be used on class items. Oh, thank God for this upgrade. On top of all of that, we have ornaments that are going to be implemented, and this is going to change your customization in a whole new way. They didn't state too much, but they did state that the available ornaments weren't going to change much of the function of your armor as opposed to the look. It will change the appearance of old gear and in many new ways, so I can't wait to actually see that. But as of right now, I've got a whole new video aside for the ornaments introduction because it does have some information I'd like to break down and discuss with you on a later video. But until then, we do have some new exotics to talk about thanks to the expansion. In any good expansion, we have new exotics. The Iron Gallahorn returning being one of them. Also, beside that, we have the Thorn making a return. Yes, the God Hand Cannon, the Thorn, with the burn and everything, is coming back to year 3. That means people in Trials will also, once again, be using a Thorn like little bitches. Exotic Warlock boots are finally coming as well. Hopefully the same ones that were scrapped from the Taken King, but nobody's too sure on that one. A new Kvostov Any rifle that, yes, we will be talking about in a later video. And a new sidearm. And a pulse rifle that sends out an energy burst after performing a precision kill. And plenty more that I hope to talk about later. But we have a lot of new exotics, as you can see, and I'm very excited to finally get into all of that. Now, moving on from the exotics, we have the live team, and they did announce that the Festival of the Lost is returning in October for Halloween, with a lot of new things according to the Game Informer magazine. Also, alongside this, in December, yes, Sparrow Racing League event is going to be set coming back in December. They didn't say that the December event was also going to just have Sparrow Racing League. It's not the basis for the event, but December will have a lot more involved in the Sparrow Racing League, but many more updates than just that. In Crucible news, thanks to Game Informer magazine, we did get to see a glimpse of the Supremacy game mode, which was introduced with Guardians holding what seemed to be dropping engrams. Not too much was really spoken about the game mode, but we did get to see that when you kill a Guardian, they drop an engram. Now, the opposing Guardian team, if they killed you, they could pick up your engram and claim a point. If you killed a Guardian and their team picked up the engram, then you wouldn't be able to obtain the point and they would stop you from obtaining that point. It kind of works like Kill Confirmed out of Call of Duty. If you guys ever played Call of Duty Kill Confirmed, that's exactly what this game mode is going to be like. Now, not too much was given on the game mode and not too much video footage was shown, but Bungie should be showing a lot more footage on their next live stream at Gamescom. But until then, I'm going to have another video breaking down that once that comes out, thanks to this video getting a little bit too long. But moving on to Iron Banner, That's also getting a lot of changes thanks to the feedback that Bungie got saying that getting to rank 5 takes too long, especially for players that play only in the beginning of the week due to work or other extracurricular activities. The tempered buff is also going to be removed completely. The tempered buff allowed you throughout the week to get more XP gains as the week progressed. This buff is going to be completely removed and replaced with, well, the ranks being much more easier to obtain. Therefore, you will be able to acquire rank 5 a lot faster early in the week, and for those players that play all week long, they'll have more access to a lot more playtime in gathering and racking up rewards. Bounties are also going to be reworked to be less frustrating and more rewarding, allowing you to earn armor and weapons like in the Trials bounties after completion. Finally, one thing kept a secret about the Crucible, but mentioned vaguely, was Rise of Iron. Includes a new introduction into what the Destiny community has been asking for a very long time. This anticipated event is most likely private matches, but nobody is too sure, and if this was going to be implemented, then MLG would possibly be a thing in Destiny. Competitive play would also probably arise, and tournaments would probably be created for the game in esports leagues. That is all for this information in the video, guys. If you all enjoyed the breakdown of Rise of Iron's information and want to see more videos, make sure to stay tuned to the channel and subscribe for future Destiny content. Also, if you want to see a giveaway that I'm doing for the Destiny Rise of Iron expansion, along with the Destiny console for PlayStation 4 and the Taken King Collector's Edition for a huge starter kit, click this image. Other than that, I will see you Guardians in the next video.